Hello, Sunny D. It's always sunny. I am back. I took a little break. You didn't notice. Of course you did. And today we are gonna kick off a new set of Whatever Wednesdays with some conspiracy theories. TikTok conspiracies. The app that I cannot stand. So you grab your outshine. Might be not a popsicle. We tried these. I can't believe I can walk to Walmart and get a mango popsicle covered in tahine. Tajin, by far my favorite popsicle. TikTok conspiracies that'll change your reality.
It's something that we need to talk about ASAP.
I eat children.
So I know y'all heard what he just said. Now we finna go into detail. Have y'all ever heard of Pizzagate? There was actually a documentary on YouTube over 1 hour long on Pizzagate. They deleted it, so don't ask me where it's at.
There was lots of documentaries, actually.
It's gone. After I watched that documentary, I was actually looking over my shoulder because I really thought the government was going to get me for knowing this information. It was people in the documentary telling their side of the story, and mostly everybody in that documentary is not here no more. Did y'all know there is no such thing as a missing person? These people are being hunted and eaten. If we all in the same world, how is somebody going to go missing? But if y'all didn't know that reptilians actually thrive off of people and fear. No wonder everything is a subconscious trap to keep you into fear. Everybody was talking about the baby album cover. Well, look at this. So as I mentioned, it's no such thing as missing people. These people are being hunted and eaten for dinner. Take Jeffrey Dahmer, for example. You think that just came out the blue? That's what they do. Again, I'm going to show y'all the clip of the baby. That is a perfect representation of what a reptilian would look like. I don't know if y'all paid close attention. Eyes glowing. Long, sharp nails. It was actually a lot of celebrities that are celebrities now, excluding Kanye, that went on this island called Epstein Island. And the whole purpose of that island was to do what I'm talking about. You wouldn't even believe some of the people that was on there. And I know some people might try to say something about this, and I really don't give a damn. Beyonce was on that bitch. She a Virgo, I'm a Virgo.
I feel like she's taking little things that she's heard through TikTok and kind of meshing it together. I'm not trying to say that what she's saying is not real. I just kind of think she's convoluting it quite a bit. Let's face it, there's a lot that we don't know, but I think there's a lot that we do know.
They manipulate our history books. The history books are not true. It's a lie. The history books are lying. You need to know that. You must know that. All the forms of popular music, from jazz to hip hop to bebop to soul, you talk about the different dances, from the cakewalk to the jitterbug to the Charleston to breakdancing. All these are forms of black dancing.
They manipulate the history. They manipulate the present. Hey, let's take it a step further. They manipulate the future by manipulating the minds of the people who do not realize that their thoughts are what create the future. Like you and me.
So tell me, why do you guys think all these celebrities choose to mock Christianity? Now I know we all seen the baby crucified.
The baby again.
Blasphemy.
I don't know who the baby is. If you show me a crowd of people and the baby right in front of my face, I wouldn't even be able to tell you that. I have no idea who this guy is.
What about Jake Paul making a mockery of prayer to our Lord?
Let's grow together, and let's continue to do everything better and be better people and better humans. Okay. And that's a sin.
Oh yeah, real funny, right? What about Connor saying he would beat up Jesus?
But Jesus ain't alive, is he? So I don't know. Maybe he could come back from the dead. I don't know. I'd still whoop his ass.
You can say it's not that serious, but why are they choosing Christianity to mock? Like Little Dicky. How about Madonna? On the cross, wearing the thorns. We got Addison Rae wearing this Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the Trinity for Adidas while showing her you know. Now this one really messed me up. Kendrick Lamar posing as Jesus Christ, protesting for women's right to abort. Given all the religions that are out there, why do they choose to mock Christianity?
Opportunists gonna opportunist. Everything that you can possibly tether yourself to is an opportunity for an opportunist. I'm not saying don't believe what you believe, but I think we have to also exercise some discernment here. What would you expect from those entertainers? Not just because they're entertainers, but because they're in the business of getting clicks and views. If there is so many Christians on this planet who will see those videos and have something to say, that's engagement. I see opportunists taking an opportunity to boost clicks for a minute by poking people that believe the things that they're mocking. I do think to some degree it's for show. Not to say there aren't people out there who take it a little bit deeper than that, quite a bit deeper than that. I am saying you cannot be surprised when opportunists opportune. The secret is to not give them the opportunity.
Surface dwellers, inner earth dwellers. Did you know plants grow towards the source of light? So therefore plants grow towards the sun. Do you know what else grows towards the sun?
Me.
Yes, it is your hair. And did you know the sun give you this very thing called melanin so you can survive within it? It is the source of light. So that means logically every surface dweller has melanin and enough melanin to survive the sun. So what happens if you come from a place where there is no light? What happened to the melanin? Why are we finding underground cities? Underground cities. Remember, your hair grows towards the sun, so if you don't have no sun, where do your hair grow? Surface dwellers, inner earth dwellers, wake up. Everybody didn't come from the same area. It's only two types. Use the key.
That one was kind of trippy. I'm not convinced of the idea of racial superiority. I think we're all kind of here, and this is the playing field, and it's what goes on spiritually that's far more important than the skin suit that we are wearing. There are places where actual evil exists, and it's not between you and me. Not to say that people on our level cannot be evil, but what I am saying, when you start talking about groups of people with specific backgrounds, it's not between us.
If I were to ask you, is this the remnants of a nuclear bomb? The mushroom cloud of a nuclear bomb? Or a pyrocumulus cloud? Nuclear bomb or pyrocumulus cloud? Last one. Nuclear bomb or pyrocumulus cloud? As you can tell by my demeanor, probably, all of these were pyrocumulus clouds. None of them were nuclear bombs, just to show you how similar they look. I'm gonna show one more thing and then I'm done. In 1986, Galen Windsor, a nuclear physicist, exposed the nuclear fear scam by licking a pile of highly radioactive uranium off the palm of his hand and ignited a chunk of plutonium into a shower of flaming dust to show how safe these materials were. Plutonium and uranium are told that they'll kill you if you go around them. This guy was eating them. The guy also drank reactor cooling pool water for fun and liked to go swimming in the pool to relax. The atomic bombs that allegedly dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki were a total... We'll just stop there as far as vocalizing, but seriously, something's going on with the narrative here. I'm not saying that Hiroshima and Nagasaki didn't happen, anything like that, seriously.
Listen, I'm all for thinking out of the box, but this gentleman has reminded me why I absolutely despise TikTok. And also, I'm not inclined to believe someone who don't blink. If you don't blink, I'm gonna have a real hard time listening to what you gotta say.
So, are y'all celebrating Halloween? I just really have to make sure. And TikTok, please, this is only for educational purposes. I just want to go over on why it's based around children. Why around this time people are trying to conjure up fear about going to haunted houses, watching scary movies, all types of things like that. You know during spring and summer that everything is rebirth, it's new, it's growing, it's back to life. Now we know during this time, which is autumn, the leaves fall off the tree, things start turning to a duller color. nature starts to go through the cycle of death. It is also said the protective veil between the low vibrational spirits and our dimension is more thinner. This is why the whole trick-or-treating thing was set up to protect the kids from the demonic spirits by dressing them up as something else. There's even this holiday that's called Samhain, usually celebrated on October 31st, to welcome in the harvest and usher the dark half of the year. They believe that the barriers between the physical world and the spiritual world breaks down during this time. I've already talked to y'all about just watching specific movies, especially scary ones, or creating portals to allow specific entities into your house. But I also want to stress the normality of taking food, candy from strangers. Not even on holidays, just period. I had a coworker who always brings sweets, cookies, cakes, all types of things like that. And she would give it to the people who she didn't like. She was like, oh yeah, you can have some. A couple of days later, some of my coworkers would be sick or going through something emotional. Y'all really have to be careful, not just for the physical means of the candy, but the spiritual energy transferred to your children. Let's talk about when kids are dressed as something else, specifically putting on masks. Don't even know the real meaning behind wearing masks. Masks were always worn during ceremonies, initiations, rituals, often symbolizing former ancestors, inviting and conveying spiritual presence. Wearing masks, becoming something else. Y'all know during those times there are unexplained things happening. Masked statues like this with nobody under it moving. And let's just go over, especially
There's somebody under there, please. Have you seen that? They have the grass thingies and there's supposed to be like the creature moving by itself, and my better brain cell as I watch those videos, I can see there are people inside. Like, it's not that far-fetched. I don't like how she's talking about it as though it were fact.
Especially when people be putting up haunted things in front of their house. It's just, everything is just spooky and scary. People thinking things are normal. People screaming, scared, and mistaking things for Halloween decorations, or it's just fun when somebody actually really needs help or they're actually dead.
In 2011, a teenager had somehow become entangled in a haunted house display and was hanging while being completely ignored by people walking by.
Oh, let's go again. People walking by a 75-year-old man who had been shot and thought that he was just a Halloween prop. Y'all think it's fun, it's a game to be playing with energy at this time. Around the time where the veil is thin, why are we creating this haunted version, scary version of the world? Everywhere you go, it's always something spooky showing. Halloween has always been weird for me. But let me know what y'all think. Stay dangerous.
I have a hard time with these spiritual channels. When they convince people that they don't have the power that they truly do have. I kind of feel like this type of video is possibly even more dangerous than what she is claiming. I've seen her videos before, and I don't appreciate these spiritual influencers leading people down a path of fear. Oh, here's another thing to be afraid of. Oh, did you know this? Oh, be afraid of that. Oh, dude, that is counterproductive. I'm not going to say too much. I will say that is counterproductive.
Blue Mustang statue at the Denver airport, they believe it to be representative of the fourth horseman of the apocalypse.
Yes. And what's crazy is that this large blue horse got the name Blucifer, a nickname Blucifer, because people, locals especially, believe that this horse statue is cursed.
I would hate to be local next to something so creepy. Imagine explaining that giant ball sack to your children.
Because during its creation, it fell on top of the creator,
Right.
like ended him right there. As he was constructing it, has these glowing red eyes.
Right, because every horse has glowing red devilish eyes.
And the Denver airport came out with a statement kind of brushing it off and saying that the red eyes are a dedication to its creator because he owned a neon light shop.
Don't you love it when these
Don't
organizations
lie.
that all of a sudden, like whenever they get pressed or questioned about something that the public has finally picked up on and awoken to, they always find answers to everything, you know, like, oh no, this is because he has a neon shop and that's why the eyes are...
When they give little excuses like that, just know they're laughing at us at the same time.
Our dreams. Lucid dreaming, vivid dreams, could they possibly mean? Allow me to do the honors. Alright, so here behind me you have to say a definition of lucid dreaming. Lucid dream. A lucid dream is a type of dream in which the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming while dreaming. During a lucid dream, the dreamer may gain some amount of control over the dream's character, narrative, or environment. However, this is not actually necessary for a dream to be described as lucid. With that knowledge, let me actually tell y'all how you can make lucid dreaming more common.
we're gonna skip this. I just want to say, I remember the first time I had a lucid dream. It was terrifying. I woke up in the dream, I became aware that I was dreaming, and then I couldn't figure out how to stop. And that was scary. I mean, it's happened many times since that, and I've gotten more used to it, but I do remember that very first time that it happened, the feeling of being trapped inside of the dream and not being able to get out. I found a way to get out. I found a way to get in. But we're not going to share that.
The use of fluoride completely. Not only does it, over a long-term use of time, decay your teeth, can lead to severe illness. They put it in our toothpaste, mouthwash, the water. Once you stop thinking openly, there's no turning back. If you know, you know. But you have the use of THC. This is actually weird because THC is considered a gateway drug, but not gateway drug to other drugs. I mean gateway drug between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. But research says when THC is consumed, the amount of time that the brain is spent in REM sleep decreases, and while suppressing your ability to have dreams overall. At least that's what research says.
A lot of people push weed as like a spiritual awakening thing. The couple times that I have tried THC containing products, the first time I dissociated for a year, off and on, at least a year. When I tried it again, I think maybe 2 years later, I felt like my mind went into prison. Not like the paranoia type thing that people are talking about, but I actually felt like it cut me off from the stuff that I usually feel around me. I feel energy 360 around me. I feel connections to people that are close by me, my family. You know, if I walk into a room, there's energy there, and that energy is something that I am conscious of. When I smoked tweed, that was gone, and it was not fun. I had to just lay down. I made peace with where I was at. I said, okay, give myself a couple hours. It was isolating. That's what it felt like for me. It felt like spiritual isolation. I haven't tried it since. And I would also like to note the people in my life that smoked weed also reported not having dreams. I skipped a lot of what he's saying. I think we should be very careful with playing with lucid dreaming. I don't want to be the catalyst to someone losing their mind. You got to be very careful. When it first happened to me, that's what I was told. It can really mess you up. I think it would be very irresponsible for me to share what this gentleman is saying 100%. Perhaps there is value, however, in the process of connecting with yourself through meditation and being. Erase all the bullshit, all this programming and patterns of thought and what we're allowed to think and what we're not allowed to think and how we perceive the world, conditioning. Remove all that for just a moment and just be. A lot of people live their entire lives and never feel what it's like to just be.
Anyone else wonder why, if we're on a ball, this has never happened? Does anyone find it quite a bit concerning as to, if you're on a ball, why don't you just go from here to here? Why you go up and then down? Flight paths on a flat earth. That makes a lot more sense. Looks like a straight line. You know, if there was a need of an emergency landing from Taiwan to LA, they go up to Alaska. Why? On a ball, Hawaii's just right here. Oh, that makes more sense. Look, Alaska is just in a straight line. Flight from Argentina to India and you're stopping in Amsterdam, way up there. Why don't they just go straight across? Why don't they just go straight across? Oh wait, they do. Argentina, Amsterdam, India. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Another emergency landing from Dallas to Beijing. On a ball, they go up to Calgary. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Dallas, Calgary, Beijing. That's a straight line. And I'm just gonna keep pounding it in because some of these people just don't get it. They got excuses. I can't wait to see the excuses in the comments. Okay, flight from London to Pakistan. And the emergency landings in Moscow. Look at that. Why don't they just go straight across? Oh wait, they do. Look. London, Moscow, Pakistan. And this one literally hurts my head the most. why do they go on a ball up to Los Angeles, down to Peru from Auckland? I mean, they could go straight across, but they're going up to Los Angeles. Ah, yeah, that makes more sense. Lima, Peru, Los Angeles, Auckland. Perfect sense. We could do this all day. Flight paths prove flat Earth. Sorry.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of these as well. Anybody out there, a pilot? I would have to hear it from a pilot. If the pilot flies all day, every day, I'm sure they would have noticed something worth talking about. I'm not a pilot. I don't know.
Keeping those bloodlines a certain way. That's why there's a lot of interbreeding.
I recognize that girl. I don't trust that girl. Not since 2021.
Interbreeding when it comes to, and when we witness the royal bloodlines. That's why there's a lot of like, oh, go ahead and marry your cousin because he's the Duke of whatever. It's not that they wanted to keep the money or the power, it's that they wanted to keep the bloodlines so that the reptilians can continue to come in. And apparently one of the most witnessed shapeshifter in present day is Queen Elizabeth. And there are, like, what I've read as far as like blogs and articles and different things from England is there are thousands of calls every single year for every appearance that she makes of like, oh my God, like, am I losing my mind? Do I need to go visit a hospital? But like, I swear I just saw Queen Elizabeth as like a 10-foot tall lizard. You know what I mean? Like, these are just people who are just out there waving the flag, watching Queenie, just walking by, and they literally see her in her true form, which I think is really fascinating.
I had an office in the radar tower. It was the first office on the second floor in the back. Mm-hmm. Next to my office was another office, and I remember, I swear on a stack of Bibles, I remember a lizard man in that office. It was His Highness Draco something. I can't remember.
I'm more inclined to believe that guy than I am to believe April Elizabeth.
It's been happening for the past few minutes. No one is near it. What is going on there? The cyclist isn't doing anything. He went away. So weird. Oh my God, I'm gonna go to it. I'm gonna go to it, okay. What the fuck? Because I don't think there's anyone in here. What? It's windy, man. It's windy. I'm listening to that. It lifted me up. It lifted me up. Wait. Oh my God.
That one's kind of interesting. I know some places the sewer system is kind of weird, kind of janky. Perhaps there's a wind tunnel blowing that thing repeatedly. I don't know. But that does not mean that underground stuff is something that shouldn't be looked at. I do think a lot of stuff happens underground. I think that this world is so vast. We are crunched into these little bubbles of reality that make us feel like it's much smaller than it is. There's so much on this planet that we do not see, do not know. For example, if someone wanted to create a facility that did things that were kind of illegal, easily they could without being seen, simply by existing in a remote area. Like, it's not that far-fetched. It's not that far-fetched. This planet is so vast. There's so much we don't know that we will never know because they will never tell you on the news, because the news belongs to the people who are benefiting from hiding it from you.
Il Fondo Sociale Europeo. Il Fondo Sociale Europeo prevede che tu possa avere un rimborso spese.
I want to hear that. Ooh, I don't want to see that. Ooh. And that is it. What did you think about these conspiracies? That was kind of fun, honestly. I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking out of the box, but don't lose your head. It's very easy. My cat is trying to open the door. It's very easy to open our minds to all these different theories and then lose sight of what we actually know. And I, for one, believe that what we actually know is way more than enough. I don't need to know the exact truth, but I know enough to know that what they tell us is probably not it. And that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to wear your tinfoil hats next time you come to this channel. Bye.
Yeah.